Hi and welcome back to Save with Crypto. My name is Save with Crypto, and if you're familiar with this channel, like you've been around for like 3, 4, even 5 years, you'll know that over the years I've done lots and lots of videos about EGLD, Multiverse X, even as far back as like Elrond, and things like the Maiar DEX, which is now X Exchange, and all that kind of thing. And I was always very, very keen. In the past year or so, though, I've just become very the opposite, really. I think it's dying a death, and it's not because it's a Ponzi. It's not because it's a scam. It's just because I think they're developing something that nobody's going to use, and they seem more interested in getting the technology right rather than actually making something that people are going to use. Everything I kind of encountered along the way to do with Multiverse X was incredibly complicated, and you try and explain it to a normal person and they wouldn't have a clue what you're talking about. And I also don't like the fact that you've got Benjamin Minku in charge, who is impossible to understand anyway. He just talks techno babble all the time, doesn't mean anything. And I don't know, I'm really not into it anymore. Anyway, so the point being is we did get loads of posts on X a couple of days ago saying we're so back and all this sort of thing because Multiverse X had got to $3, and people like this Farrellis there saying EGLD exploding and leaving behind all those who've mocked this technology. Bunch of noobs, you don't know how to make money. Okay, well, if we look at the chart, you can see that this is actually the daily chart. Okay, so that the low, the all-time low, was actually this day here. That was actually Thursday, the 25th of June. So just a couple of weeks ago, really. And from there, we are actually up. Fair play. We are actually up 29%. However, if we swap to the monthly chart, and then we zoom out a little bit, and then zoom out a lot, and zoom out all the way back to 2021, you can see that the price of this thing was at $1,540. So it's actually down to the all-time low. It was actually down 99.56%. So pretty much lost all its value. So really that little increase over the last few days, it's not very significant, is it? So yeah. There is talk that the new supernova thing, it's like something that makes it faster, is going to be released maybe on September the 9th or 10th, I think. If that's the case, it might get a little bit of a pump up, but I think this recent little bump here to the upside, I think that's just something like this here. So I actually think that the price will sort of maybe go up a little bit more, then sort of dump down further. Zero is about here, so it could dump down another 99% or so, which would take us very, very close to zero. I don't actually think it will actually go that low, because there is enough of a community behind it all to probably keep it above $1. And I think if it goes below $1, more to like that 50 cent, 40 cent kind of level, I might actually buy some more actually. I have sold all my EGLD for the moment. I have got some in LP tokens though, which are combined with ZoidPay, and I am waiting for the next stage of evolution with ZoidPay to happen so that I'll be able to separate those LPs and decide what to do with it then. So at that point I will have quite a lot of EGLD. So if it's gone up by then, brilliant. If it's gone down, then that's a shame, but I made my bed, so I lied in it, so to speak. But I think there are a lot of people in my situation. Now, of course, the thing I did is I bought this when it was $7 back in 2020, and why didn't I sell at $5.50? I have no idea, but I didn't anyway. I think a lot of people thought it would go to 1,000. God knows why we thought that, but we did, and of course it did not. What is the actual market cap of EGLD though? Let's just check that out. Well, you can see here that the current market cap is 92 million. I mean, that's like a good meme coin. I mean, how does that compare with something like, I don't know, SHIB? I mean, no one likes SHIB anymore, do they? But nevertheless, it does have a market cap of 2.5 billion. So EGLD is just not there, is it? Even worse is the token from the exchange, which is called MEX, which I do have a lot of, and it is locked up. That has a market cap of 1 million, which is pretty much the same as a new meme coin on pump.fun. And this is the one that Benjamin said, if you got a lot of that, you'll be a first class citizen. I think he meant third world citizen, to be honest. Nevertheless, I haven't logged into X Exchange for a few weeks, so let's see what I've got there. It might be worth something. So here I've really only got in my portfolio, I've got ZoidPay, which is something that regular viewers will know is something that I do believe in, although not as it is as ZoidPay, but it will be swappable into another token sometime this year, hopefully. And I think this is fairly promising. So I've got the majority of it is ZoidPay. I've got a little bit of EGLD there I'm using for like gas fees, and then I've got this enormous amount of XMEX here. So I've got this ginormous amount of XMEX here, which is actually 3,720,070,511.49 XMEX. Okay, and that's currently worth $987 and falling. Pretty much goes down every week. And you can see that I've got a tiny amount here that will unlock April next year. Then I've got a larger amount that will unlock in October next year. And then after that, there's kind of monthly amounts that are worth pretty much nothing. That goes on forever, really, because all the new XMEX that I earn is locked for 4 years. Anyway, let's see what I'm owed. Now, this is worth bearing in mind that with this kind of leaderboard type thing, I actually am in one of the top leagues. It's this platinum one here. It's not the full top one. That's this one here, which is called Diamond. So in theory, I should be one of the more fortunate ones who is earning lots every month, and I bet you I'm not. Anyway, let's have a look. So I last did my claim 3 weeks ago. So claim rewards, this is for 3 weeks. There you go, $2.22. 142 of that is liquid MEX. So I could spend that today if I want. And the rest of it, the other 79 cents, is XMEX that is locked for 4 years. It's pitiful, but I'm going to claim it anyway. So what I'll do is what I always do. I get the spare MEX, which is barely worth doing, and I trade that for ZoidPay. So 5.5 million MEX will get me 200 ZoidPay. Figures are just crazy, aren't they? So there you go. That's all pretty depressing, isn't it? Now, if you have got ZoidPay staked in a shopping pool, maybe even my shopping pool, you might be wondering what has happened to that. You now need to go to stake.anotherapp.io. Unfortunately, you can't do anything with it there, but you can see what you've got. Now, what's supposed to happen at some point is we will get a bridge where we'll be able to swap ZoidPay into a token which is called Other, and also we'll be able to hopefully access the shopping pool staking and do something with it. which I'm very much looking forward to, because I've obviously got like LP staked here in the super farm and LP staked here in the wand farm. But at the moment we can't do anything with these, we can't harvest them or anything like that. And if you've got stuff staked here in a shopping pool, you can't claim that either. And also if you have NFTs staked there, you can't see them either. So lots of improvement needs to happen there, but I'm hoping that will happen sometime this year. So meanwhile, anything to do with EGLD I am swapping into ZoidPay in the hope that we will get the bridge, and then we can move on from there. And what ZoidPay is becoming is another, which is not on the Multiverse X blockchain. And at the moment there is an app that you can get for both Apple and Android, which is a fintech app where you can generate a virtual card and you can effectively spend your crypto. It's a bit limited at the moment, we're only on version 1, but version 2 is expected sometime this year. So that's where my money is with regards to the Multiverse X thing, and I'll see what happens with the XMEX next year when it starts to unlock. Will it be worth less by then? Probably, but who knows, things might change. I mean, maybe the September the 10th thing will make a massive difference. I don't think so though. This was the latest post from Minku himself. Doesn't really say very much, just sort of says something might happen on September the 10th. Doesn't actually say that, it just says September the 10th, one sentence, supernova, another sentence. So doesn't actually say that's going to happen then, but it's just two sentences. So who knows? Maybe it will turn good, I don't know. Anyway, if you think I sound miserable and depressed about all this, yeah, it's true. But what is even sadder is this guy here, Raris Pauper. He helped me quite a bit earlier on when we were doing kind of like all the farming on the X Exchange decks or the MyO decks or whatever. And he was like me, quite keen on the whole thing. And recently he said things like, okay, EGLD is going to zero, Multiverse X team is going to jail. He might be right, but who knows. Do let me know what you think in the comments down below. I know a lot of people don't like these kind of videos, but I'm just trying to be realistic, and don't want to give you hopium about something that I did think was a good idea once, but I no longer do. So yeah, trade safe. Leave a comment anyway, and do like the video as well. It helps with the algorithm. If you've got any ideas about stuff you want me to cover to do with anything really, but in particular this kind of Multiverse X type thing, or other fintech products such as the another app, and maybe even Tap Global, that kind of thing, it is a field I'm actually interested in, mainly because no one's got a decent solution as far as I can see. But I think they're all getting there, but they're all getting there very, very slowly. But yeah, just let me know in the comments down below. Alright, meanwhile, I'll be back tomorrow, so take care. See ya. Please note that this content is for educational and entertainment purposes only and is not financial advice. Any information or opinions provided are not guaranteed to be accurate or complete. Always conduct your own research before making any financial decisions. A full legal disclaimer is in the description of each video and live stream.